Okay, guys, this is gonna kind of start a bit as a downer, but I kind of wanted to acknowledge it because it did just come up pretty recently. So I'm sure you already heard about Val Kilmer. Did I say it right? Val Kilmer? Well, anyway, yeah, that's how we're gonna start. This is exactly how we're starting because I saw the notification and even I was kind of like, oh wow. Okay, so Wikipedia resource Val Edward Kilmer was born in December 31st, 1959, and he recently just passed away at April 1st on 2025. And no, this is not a April Fool's Day. I know that fell on April Fool's Day, so everyone probably took some black comedy or really dark jokes, but no, he actually passed away. He was initially a stage actor. He later found fame as a leading man in films in a wide variety of genres, including comedies, dramas, action adventures, westerns, historical films, crime dramas, science fiction films. I'm very much aware of that, and fantasy films. He grossed more than 3.8 billion worldwide, and yeah, he was 65. So anyway, in terms of like starting his film career, he started with Top Secret in 1984, Real Genius, Top Gun, the original one, 1986, and he appeared in Top Gun Maverick in 2022, which unfortunately was his last final film role. Wow, that's kind of wow. But yeah, he was in The Doors, Tombstone. I remember that. Obviously he played after Michael Keaton, he was the second Batman, Batman Forever. That was still good, not as great as the first one, but we still liked him in that one. He was in Willow, Thunderheart, True Romance, Heat, The Island of Dr. Moreau. I hope I pronounced it right. The Ghost in the Darkness, The Saint, The Prince of Egypt. Wait, the animated version? Oh snap, he was in that. I didn't know he was all these years, or maybe I did know. I just forgot. The Salton Sea, Spartan, Alexander, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Yep, I remember that one because I've actually seen that. Deja Vu. Yeah, he was in that. Bat Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. McRubber. Barely remember that. Twix the Snowman. Oh, wait. Was that Snowman with Michael Fassbender? Yeah, it was. No one really watched that one. Son to Son in 2017. After that, he kind of, well, yeah, he kind of disappeared from public eye for a good while until we just sadly felt, well, we just didn't see him. Okay, I'm just reading how he passed away. Man, that is, we just lost that guy. Yeah, in terms of my history of watching Val Kilmer, of course I saw him from Batman Forever. I was like, this guy's good. He's not like as great as Michael Keaton, but he's pretty good in terms of like he had big shoes to fill, and he was the right Batman at the time. He was much better than George Clooney, so I'll give him that. Yeah, he'll be missed. So I'm the type of guy who will acknowledge it at the beginning of a video, but in terms of like putting a photo, Val Kilmer showing like his history, and just kind of giving my like, yeah, just like my tribute to like someone who passed away recently, like Lance Reddick, Kevin Conroy, and the list goes on. Yeah, he was kind of one of the ones I'm like, oh wow, yeah. But yeah, Val Kilmer, he was a big deal. 3.8 billion, that's nothing to scoff at, and just appearing in a lot of films. Yeah, he left a mark. So, R.I.P. Val Kilmer. Man, can't believe he's gone. Yeah, we're kind of running out of Batman actors. I mean, in terms of live action, we got Christian Bale. We definitely got George Clooney. Michael Keaton's still around too, but yeah, in terms of like pretty much we lost three of them already. Adam West, Val Kilmer, and we lost Kevin Conroy too. Man, we just lost three Batman actors. That is crazy. I'm getting old, but yeah, that's just how it is. Okay, so let's just give it a moment of silence, just real quick. Okay, I think it's been appropriate time. So let's get to the actual news of what I'm doing the live stream about. You already see the title, and it kind of just did a shadow drop. I mean, we knew the news was coming. We just didn't know. Maybe we knew the exact time. I'm not sure, but I wanted to cover this, obviously, because am I a Marvel Rivals fan? Actually, I am. I put enough hours in. I put enough hours in Marvel Rivals that I'm invested in the time, and even though I missed this one, I still just want to cover this. Okay, it seems like we already got our first character. I think that's a major spoiler. Alright, so I'll give my quick analysis just like the first season one. Yeah, when you think about it, this game came out in December of last year. That is crazy. And it is accumulated so many players. The player count is insane. It's probably dipped. And it will be a time that people will be sick of Marvel Rivals. Obviously, there's no there's no way to no way to ignore it. Live service games are going to still be popular to this very day. They're just not as popular by the time of Overwatch. I think it's either the repetitive, like, battle passes. No, it's a repetitive gameplay. Some gameplay has held up, like Overwatch, but Overwatch is dipping, and I know why they're dipping. They're just trying to regain a lost audience who were just kind of like Overwatch everything, including myself. But now there are just like better live service game. Apex Legends, can we call Call of Duty a live service game? In a sense, kinda. But if the game is not fun, then you're gonna lose the audience that you want if you're going for live service. Because Concord, I guess that enough time has passed, so now we don't talk about Concord. I mean, it's just a history lesson on how not to do a live service game. But yeah, your live service game just has to have iconic characters, fun gameplay, and just really addictive, fun content. If you have addictive gameplay, how do I describe it? Three things that will guarantee a live service game to continue on: addictive, fun gameplay, iconic characters that are likable or you've seen before and they're just done in an interesting way, and no one really does care about battle passes, but if you give us cosmetics and extra goodies that is enticing and just keeps us going for seasons onward, then you're gonna have a successful one. And I guess another one, passion, creativity. If you have passion and creativity, which I've seen in Marvel Rivals, yes, it's a live service game, but it looks like it's creative. If you're creative, then you're gonna get more people, and it's gonna be lots of word of mouth, and well, now it's social media. Then of course people are gonna check it out. Anyway, I kind of prattle on a little bit more, so let's do this. And put the game audio at a reasonable volume. And it'll be technically 4K at my end, but it'll be 1080 for you guys. Alright, Marvel, let's see what you're doing now.
To all our new guests from across the timelines, I welcome you to the Hellfire Gala.
You look like an adult Elsa. That is crazy.
Welcome one and all to Krakoa. This living island may be a sovereign mutant nation, but tonight, our home is yours. Honored guests, I propose a toast to Krakoa. Here, there are no rivals. Man and mutant
will be exterminated.
Oh, Ultron!
All belong to history.
To me, my X-Men! This is a fight for our survival!
Then try to stay alive just long enough to see my way as the Age of Ultron begins.
Again? Okay. Okay. Okay, developers, you already knew what you were doing when you made Frost. You exactly knew what you were doing. Fan service? Absolutely. That's what they were going for. Oh, bad. Trailer by itself, 9 out of 10. So, The Age of Ultron. Marvel, you are trying to do a redeem. This is a redemption story for Ultron after you basically nerfed him. Oh no, Ultron was great in Age of Ultron, but let's face it, compared to the comic books, no, Ultron was completely nerfed and he was relegated to kind of. He was only a one man show. He made an impact in the MCU in terms of, like, Sokovia, but the character himself, they clearly nerfed him and just made him much weaker than compared to the comics. He is definitely more complex. I mean, he was complex in the movie, but you could tell that the MCU treated him as an afterthought after the fact. His introduction and James Spader killed it as Ultron. But let's face it, he was only in one movie and then they just killed him off. There was so much potential for him, and they shafted him so much. But in terms of the trailer, yeah, it's a 9, almost ranging to a 10. I like what they're doing. They're going for a fashion aspect. Well, let's rewind and analyze it. And here we go.
To all our new guests from across the timelines, I welcome you to the Hellfire Gala.
Hellfire Gala. That's what we're going for, huh?
To all our new guests from across the timelines, I welcome you to the Hellfire Gala.
Alright. There are going to be a lot of people. I'm going to sip for my wife. Always my wife. But in terms of guys or girls, or I guess even transgender, if we also go ahead and count that. Yeah. Men, women, transgender. They're going to be simping for basically Emma Frost. I still stand by my statement. She looks like an adult Elsa. It doesn't help that she's ice powers, but yeah, I think Emma Frost. Let me actually look up her powers real quick. It's been a while since of that. I know she's a lover. Like in some of the comic book iterations, Cyclops always cheats with Emma Frost. He cheats on Jean Grey with Emma Frost all the time. I think she's immortal too. What is her powers? Alright. Hold on. We all had theories in terms of wish list Marvel heroes. She was on top of there. We all knew Emma Frost was coming. So it's gonna be inevitable that Thanos is coming too. I know. I am inevitable. Had to do it once. We know Thanos is eventually coming. Let's face it. They introduced Ultron. They already have Loki. Naturally, it's gonna be Thanos. And then Doctor Doom. Well, Doctor Doom isn't it. Wait, why have we not played Doctor Doom? All of these promotional arts when Marvel Rivals was being introduced, but not playing the OG Doctor Doom. Are they waiting until basically Avengers Doomsday? Yeah, I'm very much aware about the many cast members being cast in it. We already know Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Doom. We're all accepting it, but it's still a weird, odd choice. This is kind of like break the glass. It's in case of emergency, break the glass. It still doesn't make sense. I'm glad to see Robert Downey Jr. back as Doctor Doom. He'll probably kill it. Well, or time will tell. Still odd choice, though, to bring him back. Anyway, in terms of her powers, hold on. Okay, there we go. So Emma Frost's powers, according to AI Overview, or basically Google, is high-level telepathy, the ability to transfer her body, or transform her body into organic diamond form. Diamonds are forever. Okay. But yeah, into organic diamond form, which we saw in X-Men 97. It looks like Psychonauts? Psychonauts. Am I pronouncing it right? Hold on. Wish I had to pronounce it. Well, anyway, in terms of let's just say Dungeons & Dragon, it's a form of supernatural power distinctive from arcane and divine magic that's rooted in the mind and allows characters to perform feats through mental strength and willpower. It's psychic powers. It's Jean Grey. It's literally throwing psychic powers. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so grant her enhanced strength, stamina, durability, and resistance to extreme temperatures. You know, because she could transform into a literal diamond. And correct me if I'm wrong, turning your entire body into a diamond, which we have seen also in X-Men First Class when she was introduced, but she was introduced in the comics, so anyway, it lets her have immense strength, stamina, durability, and resistance to extreme temperatures. No crap much. You know why? Because she changes into a literal diamond. So that's really hard. Wait, can Adamantium, can Wolverine straight up kill her? Because his metal, in correct me if I'm wrong, in the MCU, well, I guess he'll be introduced to the MCU at some point, but his metal is the hardest metal, that's what she said, that can pierce anything, literally anything. So by theory, yeah, Wolverine could straight up like stab her in the stomach and just move on with his life. I mean, how durable is her diamond? Can it deflect Wolverine's claws? That's how I want to test that theory of how. No. I know people will try to make some sexual joke about this. I imagine they would. We'll read the comments a little bit later. But yeah, in terms of the art style, Emma Frost, just like everybody in the Marvel Rivals, it's fantastic. No, not Fantastic Four. But anyway. Okay, so they're really going for the fashion aspect. I mean, she is an aristocrat. Wait, aristocrat? Aristocrat. Man, I feel like I'm mispronouncing.
Welcome, one and all, to Krakoa.
Okay, I think that's Steve. That's Steve. That's definitely Black Panther. I don't know the other two. I want to say that's not Penny Parker. Well, anyway, trying to figure out. That could be Steve.
This living island.
Okay, so is this Genosha? I'm just getting like a Genosha part 2. After X-Men 97, I'm a little paranoid about Genosha. Because, you know, the name's Gambit, mon ami. Remember it. We do, Gambit. I know you're probably coming back in Season 2 just because of Apocalypse, but man, that was such a fantastic episode from X-Men 97. So, just the fact that he's in that type of Raquel, armor, Benito, little bit worried just about Genosha Part 2. It didn't really end well for him, but he still made it, but still.
Island may be a sovereign mutant
Of course they would have Luna Snow in fashion armor.
nation.
Having, wait, does he have an eye patch? Wait, this is basically comic book / Deadpool Wolverine reference, because it's so relevant. Wolverine with the eye patch. We did see that in Deadpool Wolverine. Kind of like, yeah, Wolverine's in a kind of like a James Bond outfit. It's not on the bingo card, but hey, I'm completely on board. Okay, so with Season 2, we're gonna get basically Raquel armor. I dig it. How much will we have to pay for it? Or how many matches we have to grind for it?
But tonight,
Of course Scarlet Witch is in that outfit.
our home
Of course he's in a political armor. Absolutely.
is yours. Honored guests, I propose a toast to Krakoa. Here, there are no rivals. Man
This is Genosha Part 2. Oh gosh, Genosha's PTSD.
and mutant.
Will be exterminated.
Ultron looks dope. That is all. He looks dope. He looks dope. There's nothing more I can say. I hope he gets a redemption arc like that, or if they ever bring... I thought there was talks about Ultron coming back to the MCU. Yeah, he was done dirty. I liked Ultron, too. Not as much as, like, let's say Loki or Thanos, but man, come on. He got done dirty. Ultron got done dirty, and I'm gonna be one of the few minority, but he did. After that, he had such a great send-off with Vision. There was so much potential, but they decided to kill him off to focus on other villains. He was one of the actually good villains I actually liked. And now he was gone. I really hope they... So we get to play Ultron in this one then. That's a given.
You all belong to history.
To me, my X-Men!
She set the line! She set the line! Anyway.
This is a fight for our survival!
Stand
Okay, come on, that is cool. And, well, is Benito gonna just say, enough? That thunderstorm was very thematically appropriate after Magneto. That's very odd.
Rivals, man and
Our survival!
Seriously, Magneto's a boss. That's why we play him in pretty much the X-Men arcades and everything. Come on, the fact that you can manipulate metal is just completely OP.
To me, my X-Men!
Only Emma Frost can pull that, but you know, it's not the same without Cyclops. Alright, so this is obviously Cyclops was showing up. The girl there. Is that Cyclops? No, is it Cyclops? I'm trying to think if it is Cyclops. Because I know that's that one girl. I forgot her name. She's OP in this one. They made her way OP. This is the coolest iteration of this character ever. That is also all. Alright.
This is a fight for our survival!
Yeah, that's Cyclops.
Then try to stay alive just long enough to see my way. As the Age of Ultron.
Yeah, Ultron. I hope you're not done during this one. That is cool, though. Okay, so did Tony Stark screw up again and create you? Or actually, in comic books wise, I think Ant-Man, not the Scott Lang one, the original Ant-Man, he created Ultron. Yeah, it was comic book wise, if I'm not confused in the history, Ant-Man created Ultron in the comic books. And then they changed it. But it could have been changed in comic books again, because comic books always change their storyline to make a to make a buck. Yeah, this is some interesting stuff. I like the tone that they were going for the fashion one. Yeah, so the kind of like fashion galore that you see for celebrities, like what they're going for that. The art style for obviously Emma Frost, let's face it, that's what they were definitely sitting for. You know what they made Emma Frost for. You exactly know for. Ultron is being introduced. Yeah, was not expected that in Hellfire Gala. This is Genosha Part 2. And I'm kind of interested in what they're doing. But yeah, or the fashion, whatever they're going for, works for it. Emma Frost, in terms of new character, probably is going to play absolutely beast mode. Ultron, hope they don't do him dirty, but yeah, he looks interesting in this one too. Alright, let's read the comments. It's going to be probably sipping for Emma Frost. Again. Let's face it, the internet likes to sip for people. As much as Mordecai from the regular show. Had to make that joke just at least once. Anyway. Yeah, no, that's very interesting. Yes, once again, Magneto carries the team. Once again. This is nothing new. It's science. Anyway. Yeah, that was a good combination. Storm pulling them in because, you know, I am the storm that is approaching. Had to do it once. Yep. They did form an X-Men. Or an X, sorry, but it's X-Men, let's face it. When is the Age of Ultron? Yeah. Okay, who's voicing Ultron? They could have got James Spader. I'm sure he would have been cool just voicing Ultron again. Yeah, that would be chef's kiss if they got James Spader to voice Ultron. You know, it would also be a wish fulfillment. Put a Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Steve Blum is a perfect, like, for cartoons and anime and anything pretty much Wolverine cartoon-wise. And also James Dodd. Wait, is it James Dodd? The guy from X-Men 97. But you know what? Hugh Jackman, he would kill it. He would kill it. Everyone would be playing him just to hear Hugh Jackman. That's wish fulfillment. They won't do it, but you know. Yep. The Ultron voice is perfect for this. I want Jade Spader, but perfect for it. Yeah, they do. It's great to see Ultron again. And people are saying that too. He was done dirty in Age of Ultron. It's a movie, Cole. Age of Ultron. It's called Age of Ultron. And he was done dirty, and I can say that. Now, they gave him enough screen time, but I think he was done dirty. Anyway. Yeah, I feel like Ultron was just like, I'm gonna ruin this woman's whole career. And then he's just like, yeah. Yeah, but you would be saying preface. I mean, Age of Ultron, unless he has some, like, non-metal armor, his entire army is going to be wasted by Magneto. You know, he's not just called the Master of Magnetism for good reason. You might as well just throw paper balls at him. You might as well just throw the weakest object ever and you're just going to be screwed. What I say is, no. Emma Frost, yep. That's how we feel. Because after X-Men 97, we need Cyclops. Please, bring Cyclops. You already brought Wolverine, Storm, Emma Frost, Cyclops, and actually a good enough a significant... Wait, that means Gambit's coming, right? Please. They're redeeming Gambit. Channing Tatum was actually great as Gambit. I guess spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. But it's about time Gambit gets time to shine, and he was perfect in X-Men 97. We will remember you, Gambit. So, we are getting Cyclops. Please, tell me we're getting Cyclops. Please. He was not done dirty. He was actually done extremely well in X-Men 97. He was actually one of my favorites. Again, it's been a while. It's been a while since we actually saw a good Cyclops. Anyway, let's keep moving. Yep, there's the simping. Wait, were you talking about Emma Frost, or were you talking about some other character model? That is vague. What are people saying? Did they just say Ultron's hotter? Somebody's sipping. What the internet. Yep, I knew it was coming. I knew there were going to be thirsty comments. Heartbreak, what? Of course, people focus on Venom, and you know why. Yeah, I mean, technically Ultron is naked, but he's a robot, so... What? Did they... Oh, and they're talking about... Yeah, people have been sipping for Squirrel Girl a lot. I remember she was a joke character, but now, basically, you know what the developers did with Squirrel Girl. A lot of people are simping for Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl, Psychologue, Venom... Who else are they sipping for in Marvel Rivals? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, I think Overwatch are mad. Overwatch is definitely mad because characters, and there's so many parody videos of like, why are they going to Marvel Rivals? Picture of basically everybody, pretty much Venom, because of this. What? Venom? Why Venom? Turn Venom around. Oh. And that's why. The Ultra Rossi? What the? Internet. Why? Anyway. Yeah, that kind of sums it up too. Wait, so it is Laura Post. Again? Man, Laura Post has been in a lot of things. It makes sense to put Laura Post as Emma Frost. I mean, it's very... It makes sense. Perfect... Yeah, they picked the perfect voice actress. I'm curious who's playing Ultron. I am very curious of VA who's playing Ultron. I'm gonna cover that. Yeah, they were cooking. Yeah, of course Black Panther is gonna look elegant. He owns an entire country. That's down by his dad and other Black Panthers. But yeah, he owns a little, like, largest nation. He owns maybe the largest nation in MCU. Well, MCU-wise. And in Marvel. No, there's a reason why he is called King T'Challa. King T'Challa. But anyway, yeah, there's a freaking reason why he's in Regal Arbor. He probably owns an entire continent. That's probably why. Oh gosh, you're right. Finally, someone acknowledged it too. I'm like, this is Genosha Part 2, isn't it? They're just not gonna kill people off. That's it. Magic. Thank you. forgot her name. She's pretty dope though. It is the art direction, cinematography. It never changes, and that's a good thing. You know, it's kind of funny. The technical graphics and the movie style that they were going for Concord could not beat the art direction comic book style for Marvel Rivals. It's so laughable. Marvel Rivals just had, it was fun, and the art direction was so unique. Okay, I think you get the idea. Now let's watch the other trailer of how Eva actually plays. Okay, wait. April 11th. What day is it? Oh, technically it's the 5th in whatever time zone you're in. That's my version of Good Morning and all that. Okay. Let's find it real quick. Okay, so yep, they have a breakdown. 2.6 million. And the other one had like 1.9 million and counting. How many likes does this have? So many. She's a Vanguard. Of course she is. Alright, so let's see how she actually plays. I bet she plays like Invisible Woman. I mean, when you really think about it, some characters play exactly the same. But the Fantastic Four, what did I thought about them? First impression, why The Thing was my favorite. The Thing, Mr. Fantastic. Human Torch was the lowest. I like actually playing Invisible Woman more than Human Torch. I got nothing against Human Torch. I think he plays uniquely well, but I don't think he plays as well as the two OP ones that were clearly... Who knew that Mr. Fantastic would be so fun to play? And The Thing. The Thing is awesome. Because The Thing is... Alright, we're done.
The White Queen's reign begins.
I freaking knew they were gonna try this.
You deserve that, dear.
Oh gosh, it's Scarlet...
Mind Crush.
Oh gosh, it's Scarlet Witch Part 2! First we had, basically, Scarlet Witch was fired. Now we have ice. Fire and ice.
You were beneath
Calling it.
me.
Is that a shield?
Pathetic.
Wait, you can grapple? That's kinda cool.
How embarrassing.
Oh my gosh, you can just throw... Of course, a frozen heart. What, you breaking hearts or breaking ice?
That's White Queen mind control.
Don't you mean Ice Queen? Alright, let's see some actual playstyles. Okay, let's see. And also,
The White Queen's reign begins.
they know exactly... Are the developers simping for Emma? I feel like the developers are simping for Emma. Yeah, that is a nice detail. The whole ice. I mean, that's her old stick.
The White Queen's reign begins.
Yeah, that is a cool shot. I will admit. I mean, that's her whole stick. I mean... What do you think about it? Did the Sinnohs... We already have an Iceman! So that means Iceman's coming too. But I think Emma Frost is more popular ice character than Iceman. Sorry for all the Iceman mains and Iceman fans, but let's face it, in terms of, are you going to put basically the female that guys, women, transgender will simp for? Or do you put Iceman that probably everybody will simp for too, but let's face it, the obvious choice is going to be Emma Frost. Why? Because Emma Frost is popular in the X-Men lore. What do you expect? You know why they put her in there. Anyway.
You deserve that, dear.
She plays like Scarlet Witch.
You were beneath me.
I don't know what that ability is. We'll have to see in execution, though.
You were beneath me.
I don't know if that's a portal or I don't know what they're trying to go for. It'll be cool to execute that. It's a double KO though, so it's obviously going to be a one shot, one opportunity.
Impervious!
Oh, okay, so yeah, just because they're really hyping up Emma Frost, they give her a grapple move. That she can easily just grapple, she can literally grab your throat and throw you. With Diamond. Wow. Well, they did say that diamonds are the hardest rock in a sense. Well, no, that's not the same. Gosh. Yep, they're gonna really utilize that diamond aspect. It's gonna be cool. We already have like a tank character, but they're giving us a tank character with the Vanguard. Yeah, she's gonna be OP.
How embarrassing.
Developers were definitely sipping for her.
Kneel, peasants!
That's
I'm sorry, no player is actually gonna just go over the platform. Yeah, okay, area activity. and
that's
all that.
White Queen mind control.
Seriously, they're gonna call her Ice Queen. Someone's gonna be a hater. All we're calling it. Alright, I think this was the perfect way to end the, I guess, the clip when this actually uploads and stuff. Alright, let's see the comments. Yes, I imagine it is, because people are gonna be simping. Lots of simping. Just saying. Yep, they're probably gonna be saying that too. I bet. Yeah, body slapping the Captain America, or wait, the Captain America. Body slapping Captain America, that's not weak sauce. That is pretty good. Man, that's right. She could probably choke slam everybody. It's gonna be so weird who she choke slam. Some people might actually like it. Some people might be some sadomasochist. Anyway. I wonder why they won't let her use her telepathy. That's odd. That is comic book lore. Well, anyway. Yep, I knew the sipping would continue. Yep, they're already talking about jiggle physics. Oh, gosh. That's the internet. Yes, they were absolutely having a Phil J. Come on, you know why they did this. Because it sells. Sadly. Yep. I wonder who's going to be simping for the voice act or the VA, Laura Post. I bet a lot of people after Emma Frost. Third piece of blonde and blue eyes. Oh crap, you're right. There is a lot of blonde and blue eyes. Sue Storm. Or the girl, is she Cloak or Dagger? I think she's Dagger. That's weird. Of course she said Neil Pet. Yep, again with the simping. But I think you get the idea. I bet pretty much Human Torch is gonna like her choke slamming to him. You know. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting playing Emma Frost fight Human Torch. That is gonna be funny. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's fire and ice. Oh, man. That's gonna be funny. That's gonna be such a weird match. Oh, anyway. Yep, Yuki, I think you, also simping. Did they just say Chun-Li? Yep, they did. I noticed it. Oh my gosh. Yep, people are very much simping. Already called it. Yep, already called it. As soon as I was like, yep, I know what the the developers were having a blast making Emma Frost. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. And that is pretty much it. Okay, so yeah, that's my thoughts about it. It was definitely a 9 out of 10. Also 9 out of 10 on this trailer too. Season 2 actually looks exciting. But Marvel Rivals has not been disappointing. It's been giving me that Marvel, as MCU has been messing up at their endgame, except for Daredevil Born Again. It might be that redemption story. And only a few projects that is landing. Hopefully, Marvel Rivals keeps getting interesting as the seasons. It's already piqued my interest since the beginning, and that interest has not died down, and it's not declined. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good for a live service. I will be there for season 2. Okay, so UTC. I'm glad it's free. That's even makes it even better. It's free, and I own it. So I will definitely check it out. Will it be on April 11th? Time will tell. That kind of sums it up. 9 out of 10 overall. Everfrost is dope. Please, I hope Ultron plays very well. He's probably going to play like Iron Man. Theories, the way he's flying and robots everywhere, he's absolutely going to play like Iron Man, but just a different version of it. Guarantee that. So, they already introduced Ultron and Emma Frost. So, what other characters are they going to introduce in Season 2? Deadpool, finally? If not Deadpool, is it going to be another X-Men? Cyclops! Requested wish fulfillment. Give us Cyclops, and I'll be happy. So, what's the end game? No pun intended. This is going to pretty much last forever, but how many heroes are going to end up at the end? I guess hold my beer. I guess we're going to end up with 50 plus heroes. Considering that we have the Fantastic Four, a good chunk of the popular X-Men, where does it end? It never ends. I mean, come on, Marvel Comics has been around for how long, actually? Let me actually look that up. $1939. Yeah, so they have entire smorgasbord. I never thought I actually used that in a sentence, but here we are. They have an entire smorgasbord of Marvel heroes since 1939. They're never going to be running out of heroes anytime. I wish the MCU utilized the, Marvel comic heroes that they actually freaking have. But anyway, of course you can leave that like, comment, or subscribe. What do you think about Marvel Rivals Season 2 if you play Marvel Rivals or if you give a crap about Marvel Rivals? Alright, so the next video I'm going to live stream, for once I'm going to do something different. And I want to do something different. I want to absolutely talk about the show because I just finished it and it's still fresh in my mind and I absolutely want to talk about it. So, I'll see you at the commercial breaks.